Good morning, beautiful people. Today we are going to talk about self-love and self-acceptance. Ooh, this is a big one. This is something that I'm personally working on. I've been working on really my whole life, but intentionally, like the last couple of years, and very, very intentionally, within the last several months, I've just become more self-aware of this aspect of my life. um, Kind of really reflecting on, like, do I love myself? What does that look like? And I've always loved pieces of myself, and then I've always, there's parts of me that are less desirable, and I wouldn't consider that I love those. But kind of learning about self acceptance and just like truly accepting ourselves for the way that we are, how important that is to me. I feel like I deserve that. I feel like I owe that to myself. I feel like, all the voices in my head from people in the past telling me that I was too much or I was too little, like, I just don't want to follow that narrative anymore. And if you've ever been told you're too much or too little, just know that you're not. You could be for that person, and what I mean by that is that person is just not, that they're not your person. So when we're surrounding ourselves and we're being intentional with the situations that we're in, with the friendships that we have, just overall intentional with where we're putting ourselves out there in the world, you are going to get what is meant for you. And not everything and everybody's meant for you. And that's kind of a hard pill to swallow. I grew up in a town. It wasn't a small town by any means. It was a decent sized town, but it felt small in the sense that I just knew a lot of different people. And I was kind of made to believe, every time people would like come and go into my life, that there was something wrong with me. And now I've really am just understanding that those are people, those relationships were all circumstantial, right? So you grow up in the same neighborhood, you go to the same school, same town, all of that. Like, you're placed in a place with all these people, and just because you're there with them and just because you're experiencing, maybe some pretty heavy stuff, or just in general, like life itself, we bond to those people. We kind of want to like cling on to them because they were there with that experience with us. But I don't want you to get like stuck and caught up and think that, and like dwell on maybe relationships that didn't work out from your past, your younger years. um, I really, really believe everything that is meant for you will come for you, and we have to make way for that, right? So in order to, kind of live your best life, be the best version of yourself, one, we have to start living authentically as ourselves to start attracting people that are meant for us in our lives. So to make way for the things that are meant for us in our lives and the people that are meant for us, we have to get rid of things and people that are no longer serving us. I consider myself to be extremely loyal person. Once I connect with someone and they show me their loyalty, I'm going to be loyal to them. I wasn't always this way. I had a lot of relationships growing up where I was just like genuinely really confused about loyalty. I was almost like a friend to all, which is a friend to none, right? So now I'm starting to be more mindful about the people that I'm spending time with, the relationships that I'm cultivating. Again, just being really, really intentional. And I do believe, if you're friends with everyone, you're essentially friends with no one, because it's like, who are you going to prioritize? Whose back are you going to have? And I really, really think that loyalty is something that is special, and it means something. It should be treasured, right? So how do we love all the bad parts of ourselves? That's really hard. I'm kind of learning that you can dislike something and still love it, right? And I just think about even relationships with other people, maybe your spouse, it's like you love so much about them. Obviously, that's why you fell in love with them, but they are going to have little quirks or things that they do, or maybe they get an attitude, or maybe they don't. They're still working, learning to regulate their emotions. Childhood traumas get in the way, right? There's just like so many different things that can bring out kind of like the negative side of people that we say. And while it might be negative or seen as less desirable, that is all part of the human experience. I don't believe the good, the good has to coexist with the bad. So that's really what self-acceptance is we're seeing things for what they are, right? Take off the rose-colored glasses, like start living real, start being real to yourself, being honest with yourself, saying these are things that I really, really love about myself, and these are some things that, I'm not so crazy about, and maybe some of them we can work on, and some of them might be things that we can't really work on. Either way, accepting where we are right now, taking all of the good, all of the bad. You guys are so beautiful. We're all so beautiful, and it's so easy to get hard, be hard on ourselves and maybe feel guilt, maybe feel shame about things from our past or aspects in our life that we are less desirable, and maybe feeling like we don't want to share that side of ourselves with anyone. But honestly, we can't truly connect with people unless we're putting our entire heart out there. So I want you to think about maybe a relationship that's in your life that you want to grow more of emotional connection, right? And really the only way to do that is to be vulnerable with that person, to be open and honest. It could be really, really scary if you're like me. I have a lot of trust issues, so it's not natural for me to talk about emotions or feelings all the time. But I really, really think it's so important to cultivate those really, really strong bonds in relationships, to share, to be open. We're generating real, honest, open relationships. Not ones from our past that were circumstantial. We were stuck in school with these people, for 12, 13 years, whatever. No, we're being intentional. Find your people, stick to them, and you are also beautiful. I hope you love yourself inside and out. And if you don't yet, that's okay. It's honestly day by day. It didn't happen overnight for me either. So I hope everyone is feeling blessed, and we'll talk next time.